I don't buy new cars, I don't buy brand names, I go to Goodwill for my clothes. I like to save money, I like to find bargains, it's the life I chose. I throw nothing away, I'll find a use another day for all this junk I keep. My neighbors all hate me, they abuse and berate me, 'cause I like doing it cheap. Yeah, I like doing it cheap. Welcome to another episode of Doing It Cheap. Well, how you doing? I bet y'all thought I would never get back to working on this dadgum lawnmower engine, but I've just been so busy here at the farm, trimming brush and working in the garden and just everything that nice weather allows you to do. Well, today it's raining, so I'll finally get a chance to work on this engine. And I've been accumulating all the pieces and been studying on it, how I wanted to do it and all that ever since you last seen the last video. So I think what I've come up with is going to work pretty darn good. All right, let me get the camera set up so I can show you. All right, this bolt right here is going into the hole that had the broken off stud. Now, I thought it was 1/4 but it's actually a 5/16 bolt, not a 1/4 inch. And I also discovered that when I finally got those pieces picked out of there, that there was actually a little bit of threads left. So, what I did is I run my bolts down in there, and I said, well, by golly, it's going to hold. So, I bought some bolts that are longer. These are longer than needed. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually cut the heads off these bolts if necessary. But the idea here is I want to get these run in there with my muffler in place, and that guarantees that this right here, that this bolt's going to be good and straight. So let me back that out, and you'll see the idea I come up with, which I think is rather unique. So here's my idea. This epoxy by J.B. Weld has a strength of 4,400 psi, which is way more stronger than the standard J.B. Weld. And I've heard of people, they say, well, if you're going to make threads and all that, just put oil or grease or whatever on your bolt and stick it in a hole, with your J.B. Weld around it and all that, then you can unscrew it. Well, I don't like the idea of oil or grease coming anywhere close to being in contact with my epoxy. So I said, well, why not use Teflon tape? So I'm going to put Teflon tape around that bolt. I'm going to put a little J.B. Weld down in the hole. I'm going to run the bolt down in the hole, and I'm going to finish J.B. Weld around the top wherever I think it needs it, right up in here. And then come on, autofocus. Come on, you can do it, baby. Come on, autofocus. Come on, you can do it. Come on. All right, that's close enough. So I'll put J.B. Weld on around in this area right in here. Where I was in there using that little old cutting wheel. Anyhow, I believe that with the Teflon tape then, I'll be able to screw that bolt back out. So we'll see what happens. Let me get all set up and we'll do that on video. Hold on. It's hard for me to see if this is going to be a good view for y'all or not, but it's the best I can come up with. Okay, I got my JB Weld. It comes with a little popsicle stick for mixing. Got a little mixing tray built into the plastic cover. Well, Backwoods 82, bless his heart, I sure appreciate him finding me this muffler. I needed this thing. Now if I can just figure out how it's supposed to go. I think it's that way. Let's see. Yeah, all right. So, what I did is I ran this bolt down as far as it would go, knowing that this side was not messed up. And y'all recall, I'd already chased these threads. So I was just trying to get an idea, make sure I was getting as much thread in there as possible. Now, let me get this one out, and then I'll put the Teflon tape on it. And by golly, and by the way, it does grip good and tight. Okay. So, I wrap my Teflon tape. I don't want to wrap it too thick. I don't want to totally mess this up. And then I'm going to bring this Teflon tape way on up on here so nothing's sticking to anything. Alright. So now we'll mix this. These are my favorite type of epoxy things because, you know, you get exactly 50-50 every time, you know. So let's get this mixed up real quick. And it says it sets up, let's see, what did it say? It says that this stuff sets in 5 minutes to be fully cured overnight with a strength of 4,400 psi. Okay, so we'll put a little bit right in here like this. Let that run down in there a little. Ain't hurting nothing. Let it run down in there a little bit. And now, I'll stick my bolt in there. Whoop. Well, I wanted to bolt my muffler in place, but I would have trouble then making sure I got this area right in here filled in. So there. Now then I'll run this in good and snug with my wrench. That's bottomed out right there. And I will just continue to put this epoxy around it. Like I said, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to fill in where I hit that with that little cutting wheels. And a little bit of it's running down the side, of course, where it shouldn't be. I love a rainy day after having so many hot days. God, I sleep so good when it rains. Alright, well, we'll come back to that. Well, alrighty, it's been about 48 hours. And I haven't touched this. I haven't even tried to loosen this. You're gonna see it as I'm doing it. But we've waited 48 hours. I'm expecting this to come out easily because of that Teflon tape. We'll see. That's coming out real easy. And I'm pleased that whenever I tightened it, it already had a bite. Now, You'll see some of that Teflon tape came off on the tip end there. But I got a lot up in here still. And I've got a little excess on here, which I will actually just grind off. That should be no problem. Got good threads down in there, and I believe this is going to work. Just going to see if I can trim this off a little bit. I believe that's going to work just fine. If it don't, we'll try something else. I'd love to have marine techs. My uncle, he's passed away now, but I had an uncle that was a machinist, and man, you talk about some beautiful work. That man could do beautiful work. But he would use, there's some stuff called marine techs. Spell it just like it sounds, marine and tex, T-E-X. And it was a lot better than JB Wells. You could put that in a block. You could fix a cracked block. You could drill holes in it. Finally do anything. It's just like steel when it hardened. But I mean, all this is to hold a muffler in place. One bolt would probably do it. Even if that doesn't have 100% strength, it's still going to hold it, and we're going to be fine. We have no problem over here on the carburetor side. So that's the end of this part. Next part, I'll be cleaning this all up. I want to get this clean enough to eat off of, and then get us a good coat of paint on it. Thank you very much. Y'all have a wonderful day, and a better tomorrow. Bye.